So my wife sent me an Instagram post. It was about a woman. She was venting online, complaining that her husband disrespected her because he went to what he works at his job. They had like a little raffle thing or whatever, and he apparently won a really elaborate spa treatment. And instead of bringing it home to his wife, he gave it to his coworker, his female coworker. Apparently, when he got home, he told her as if it was something that he should be proud of, like he did the right thing. But she felt that disrespectful. What do y'all think about that? About her feeling? Do you think it was disrespectful for him to do that?
Yeah, so I think the only way that this would have worked is if like the coworker, the guy, knowing that like they're not, I guess, big spa people. He know his wife. Maybe she's not into like getting her nails done. She doesn't really care about massages. If he was to call her when he won and say, "Hey, babe, I just won this spa package. I know we don't use it, but I'm just checking. Like, is it okay if I re-gift it to another coworker, female coworker, or do you want me to bring it home?" Like, that's the only way I think that would have worked without the wife being, I guess, pissed off. And he's still doing the good deed.
I mean, big picture wise, I could see how, yes, it's disrespectful. You have a wife who could enjoy this package, but I also understand like peer pressures of being around your coworkers. And if there's a raffle going on and like women are getting men centric gifts and they're just automatically trading it with their friend coworkers, I could see how like in the moment you might just pass it or trade it for something else. I do wonder, one, did he trade this for something else? And then two, if that did happen, I don't understand why he told his wife. Because that's something that could have easily just stayed between you and your coworkers and she would have never known and felt disrespected. The only reason why it's disrespectful is because you told her that that's what you did. Because if there's a gift that was never entitled to her, it's not disrespectful because it wasn't for her. It was for him to do with what he wants. So essentially, it's not disrespectful until he told her, "This is what I did, babe. I had a gift I could have gave you, but I gave it to somebody else." Why would you say that?
Well, he didn't say. But to me, it sounded like he didn't say it like that. It sounded like he said it to the point where, like, man, look what I guess what I did. Because they, from what I read in the post, she said that he sounded like he was proud that he did that. Like he did the right thing.
He thought his wife was gonna
He thought it
come
was
in
it,
and
it
yeah,
was it was
back him
I
up.
can't think of the word.
It was noble.
It was
Noble.
noble. It was a noble thing to do.
Good
That's the
job,
word.
babe.
Yeah,
You did a
like
good
he did a
job.
noble thing.
Yeah. Comment to what Fred said. If he was honest and told his wife, he still would have been in the doghouse.
No, he would have had to ask her, not tell her. Ask her
Oh,
like, can I?
well, after
Yeah.
I think he still would have been in the doghouse too, like because like, nah, you better bring that home. Who you giving it to? And now you opening the door for all kind of questions and everything like that too. Just in my experience. So, as well, just as well, I think it would have worked better if he was a single guy making that move. Then it's better. I mean, you still have the choice to keep it. You know, you might have a date or something that you, hey, look what I won. You know, whatever. I don't know, but I think for a married guy, yeah, you at least want to check in with the wife or whatever. Either bring it home as a surprise, or or I guess I see what you're saying, Fred. Be like, hey, babe, they got a spa package which is this and this. I don't know too much about it, but they got all kind of stuff in here. Would you want this? If not, I'm about to give it away. You know, like that. And I think it might have been better. So I think I turned myself around. I'm with Fred on
Uh, I'm from the camp where I feel like this is the issue stems from when companies say like we're a family here, we're family here, and then then you get that notion like, oh, I'm gonna share with my family, my coworker and family. Nah, don't do that. That's your gift to do what you want to do. You got if you're not gonna use it, you're not gonna give it to your wife. You got a mama. You might have a sister,
that.
cousin, auntie. Yeah, you got your own outside work friends you could give it to. So for him to give it to a coworker, I got some other questions like why that particular coworker, like Jerry
See,
said,
yeah, me too.
like why that work. And then you got other coworkers gonna be mad at you, like, oh, why'd you give it to Betsy Sue and not me? Yeah.
What if he made it like the bouquet toss and just had the girl standing behind him and he just threw it back?
Maybe play like a guess the number I'm thinking or something, and they had to guess the number closest. But I do kind of want to piggyback off of what Fred said. Um, if you know it's a gift that your spouse don't want, you know it. You don't call to confirm, but you know it's not something that she will really be interested in.
True that.
Do you still call first to check to see if you want it, or do you think it's okay to be
Nope.
like to re-gift it?
See, that's where I go with Greg. Like, yeah, out of sight, out of mind. No, because if you got to commit one way or the other. It's either you gonna go all in and give it to her, she just don't like it, then you can return it, or you just don't say nothing at all. And
I just don't.
surprise her.
I just don't understand why you asking permission about a gift that don't belong to that person. This gift does not belong to your wife. I mean, I understand you're married and it would be nice if you gave it to them, but I'm not asking permission. Can I give this gift? If I want to give it away, it's my fucking gift. I'm going to give it to who I want. Now, if I want to give it to my wife, then I'm going to give it to my wife. But like, if I know that she don't want it, then why am I asking her? Can I get I feel like this is a bitch call. Like, baby, may I please get my gift? I know you don't want it. Is it okay if I give it to this coworker so you don't think I'm fucking her on the side? That's what it's giving. Like, what are we doing? It's not her gift. Why are you calling her to ask her that?
Like,
I don't think it's
maybe,
a permission thing. It's more or less
asking
of
if she wanted
if she wants
it.
it.
Yeah.
But if you know, no, we said we know she don't want it. This is
So,
not a
like,
gift
for
she wants.
example-
So why are we
for
calling
example,
it?
What
For
Josh
example,
said
I know
though,
you
he
don't
said
like
he
this
was
stuff.
proud of his action. So the only way I can see that being proud if like the coworker is going through some kind of medical episode, something, and then like, here I'm giving you this gift.
Give it to a
Yeah.
cancer patient.
Small package.
Give it to a cancer patient.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the
You know you're going through a
coworker
hard
sick.
time,
She
here you
really
go.
I mean,
is
have
going
you-
through more.
Have you people not done a gift exchange at work? Like, I've done gift exchanges at work for years and years where you get a gift where, I mean, it sounds like a raffle gift exchange type of situation where, like,
No, it's
you've
a
gotten
raffle.
a gift that's
Yeah.
like a bunch of Bath and Body Works shit. Your wife might want it, but like, do I feel like carrying this Bath and Body Works stuff, or am I just gonna give it to a coworker? I feel like these decisions are kind of made all the time, and I don't call my spouse to do it. Now, I understand the spa package is bigger, but like, if the question is, I know my partner would not want this, should I still call them to ask them, is it
So let
okay
me-
if I give this away? It's weird because it's not their gift.
Let
So
me-
what are we asking for?
I would say, like going back to the raffle thing. I have gotten gifts, great gifts from coworkers who didn't want it. So I'm like, I mean, I understand how she felt disrespectful, and I told my wife like, hey, yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would bring it back home, but yeah, I do know like you can't get good gifts when people just don't want it. So each their own. Start the show. Welcome to the Brothers and Friends podcast show.
Woo! Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
We back. We back.
What up, Fred?
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Trying to get in there like the wobbles. Yeah.
What's up, Greg?
Party people! Yeah! DC in effect, that's me! Steve Rowland.
Okay.
That's for the people, that's for the old heads. You know where I was going. And if you don't, you too young. You don't get it.
Yeah, I'm too young. What up, Chris?
What it do, brothers and friends nation? Happy to see everyone and happy to be seen.
And Gary, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling better now that Chris didn't continue the trend of line dance songs because I was trying to come up with one.
We don't have any line dance greeting either, Gary, but we will start the show anyway. What are we talking about today, Gary?
Well, in today's news, ESPN, former ESPN analyst Ryan Clark got fired live on air. They said it was at a commercial break, and someone let him know that he was let go, and then sources say that he asked if he should, like, well, we had a commercial break, we were in a segment, should I go back on? And they told him, no, I think not. So then he left. And he made it clear on the Pivot podcast later on that he was not laid off, because there was a story out that they were doing a whole bunch of layoffs because Cam Newton also got fired, and a host of other people behind the scenes that are not big names. And he let them know that, it wasn't a layoff. He actually got fired. So the question that I'm gonna pose to my brothers and friends today is, being that he got fired, like literally while on the job on live TV, what do y'all think is proper termination protocol? Like, for example, would you want to go into work and then as soon as you get there, they tell you, hey, come into the office, they have somebody going to collect your stuff and everything, and then you go home? Or have you worked the full day, and then at the end of the day or in the middle of the shift, like Ryan Clark, and tell you, or it's like, or are you like me where I'm like this? Don't even call me in. Just send me the email or send me the text like, hey, this is what it is. This is your last check or severance or whatever like that. Or give me a chance to come get my stuff or whatever. What say ye?
I guess for me, the question would be, are you asking what's the proper protocol, or how do I want to be fired? Because getting fired, there is no protocol. They can fire you any which way they would like to, because you don't have a right to a job. So that is what it is. Now, would I prefer to be fired at the beginning? I mean, if I have to be fired, I don't want to be fired. I like my job. I'm just putting that out in the atmosphere. I don't really like talking about being fired. I don't want that kind of energy in my aura, because I love my job. I'm just saying that. I love my job.
Your bosses hear you, Greg.
She might. She knows about this podcast, and if she does listen to it, I want her to know I love my job, and I have no desires to be fired at all. But if I were, I would be devastated and very sad about it. So please don't do that. And also, if it were to happen, it would I would want it to happen in the morning, like on a Monday morning, if I had to choose a day and time. Don't wait till the end of the day. That's too late. I don't want to be here at the end of the week. If you're going to fire me, now I got to be fired all through the weekend. That ruins my weekend. Don't do that. I'd rather be unemployed during the week, get my bearings by Friday, party during the weekend like nothing's going on, and hopefully start my interview process the following week. So that would be my plan for termination.
That would never happen.
Yeah. I have to agree with Greg as far as the timing. I think Monday is a good time, like I said, because I got the whole week to kind of, I'm going to probably have to mentally prepare on Monday. And then by Tuesday, I can kind of like, all right, let me try to at least see where I want to move to kind of start looking for something else. And, because that gives me the whole week where companies are open and able to take applications. And then hopefully I can find something good to where by Friday I'm celebrating the loss of something that wasn't good, and that I'm stepping into something that's better.
Yep, and you can put up that Facebook post. That's celebratory. God removes things from our lives to make room for better things.
Really good for you. Right.
Music, with the won't he do it music.
Yes. No weapon shall prosper. All of those. But those are the posts you're making out throughout the week. Like, no weapon shall prosper.
God got me.
Like, ooh, Lord, what is he going through?
Yeah, because I don't know. I mean, I am conflicted with do I want to, what's that time, and I guess I want to wake up to the text and be like, all right, I don't have to get dressed to take a shower. Okay, cool.
That's me. Yes. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm like, but on the same token, like, if it was the end of the day, Like if it was the end of Monday, I don't know, cause I'm conflicted because I feel like it's the same in essence. Like if they tell me when I get home, I'm okay. I guess like, hey, you don't got to come in tomorrow. We firing you. Compared to like, but you still got to get your stuff. So
Yeah.
like, I still got to come up to. I still got to
Yup.
come up
I
there.
still got to deal with
Like,
you. Yeah. I want a clink
yeah,
break.
like,
Yup.
yeah. Like, can y'all mail my stuff to me?
Like, yeah, I don't want to see y'all no more.
Yeah. So that's my only conflict is like having to go up there if I got stuff up there. So maybe like I should just take my stuff home with me every day, no matter where I work.
Just in case.
Yeah, just take my box out every day, just walk out with my box of stuff.
I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow, so I'll just take this with me.
Chris, Josh, what y'all think?
I've been fortunate and unfortunate enough. I've been part of some layoffs and some reorgs, but the reorgs that I like the best is when they give you like weeks or months notice. So they have that HR meeting, but they let you know like, hey, you got a job until X date. And so I feel like that's the ideal situation where they're giving you ample time to kind of get your bearings, find other employment within the company or
But
outside the company.
That's more like a layoff, though, right?
Yeah,
This
and
would
so
be you getting fired, so they letting you know.
so yeah, the Ryan
that
Clark
day.
situation, that's obviously not ideal, being fired on your during the day. But yeah, I've been, knock on wood, fortunate never to get fired.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think if even there, like I feel like if you being fired, like you should know you either some writings on the wall, something is up. Like like I watched some Brian Clark tape, and he was kind of feisty on some of his shows. So I don't necessarily think that he probably knew he was safe, but if you being fired, there's some kind of performance writing on the wall that it shouldn't be a surprise that you get let go.
Mhm.
So, do you think you should get fired
But if you're
before
gonna
winter
fire
shift,
me,
or
yeah, if I know I'm about to get fired or have an inkling I'm about to get fired, yeah, let me know midday, end of the day. Don't let me know at the beginning of the day, because now I'm probably gonna be more pissed off. Like I don't come up here, clocked in, and you calling me in the office at 8:05 in the morning. Like, come on, man. Wait, let me get a full day's check or something.
I feel you.
yeah? So I'm the opposite of Chris, and I do agree with Greg. I do love my job too, so don't fire me either. But but I would like to get. Well, first of all, I don't want to text. Don't text me that I'm fired. I'm like, that's very unprofessional. Like, we still got some professional. At least call me and let me know I'm fired. But yeah, I would rather not come in. I'm pretty sure they'd probably rather do it face to face. I'm assuming that you got to go in. Um, but I probably, yeah, I probably would like to get fired at the beginning of the day. Like, let me go home, you know, and be sad about it. Don't work me all day knowing you're gonna fire me. Like that's just now I feel used. So I don't want. I'd rather not. I'd rather not wait for the end of the day. Like fire me. Like as soon as I get there. Like don't even let me clock in. Like as soon as I get in that building. Like you tell me, come here. Going to Ryan Clark though, like that pissed me off though. I'm very mad at ESPN for how they did it and what they did though. Just wanted to say that out there. But
All right, so two
Yeah, I
things
see.
with what Josh said, and I like the angle. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Greg.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, with the Ryan Clark situation, the what makes that situation so different from ours is the manner in which they fired him was obviously a tactic to try to tarnish his reputation as an on-air broadcaster. You do not fire someone who is an on-air talent in the middle of them doing their job. There was literally nothing that he could have been doing that required him that they said we can no longer have him on the air in the middle of a scheduled program he is in the middle of. Like you only do that to make a statement and to almost blacklist this man. So like it would be almost embarrassing for any other network to pick him up or to hire him in any reasonable time, right? Like I think he's gonna probably be forced to go to YouTube and start a channel, and hopefully he files a lawsuit because, like, again, like I feel like to me, like I feel like that was intentional, and they did that to really make a statement more than it was just we
Exactly.
weren't pleased with his performance, because you weren't pleased with his performance before the show started. You could have fired him before
Right,
the
right.
show started.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost like what our screens now. It was 5 screens, and then coming from commercial break, it was 4, and it was like okay. But then they decided to keep all of his social media clips and all of that stuff going too after the fact, and it was just all around a weird
And
type
like,
of way
and
of
how would
doing
you
it.
feel? And like, how would you feel as like I'm also I'm the other NFL analyst who was friends with Ryan Clark. Now I got like everything is still okay. We still got to do the show like nothing ain't happened. Like that's just I just didn't
Yeah,
understand that. Like, why would you do that? Like, if you're gonna fire him, just wait till the show is over. It's like it's only a 30-minute show. Like, it can wait 30 minutes. Like, I just did not understand it. I think it's
but
30 minutes.
but to
Maybe it's an
something
hour. I don't remember.
but to something else you said, Josh, too, about like, yeah, don't have me work all day and then you fire me. It feel like I'm being used. I kind of feel that sentiment too, because I'm like, for me to work all day, that means everybody got to be fake and be like, oh, how you doing, Gary? Did you see the
Right.
Bengals
So now you
game? And
faking
all this
me.
other kind of stuff. I'm
Right.
like, bitch, you knew I was fired when you were talking to
You
me a
knew I
lot.
was fired this
Like,
whole time.
yeah,
You knew I
like
was letting you let go.
I don't know. Just call that
Don't
all that
don't don't do that to me.
my little petty,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Now, like I said, but at the same time though, hopefully at the end of the day, that everybody's gone from the office. I can clean my office and
true.
nobody looking at me. At the beginning of the day, you gotta clean your office. Everybody looking at you knowing you got
Watch
fired. So
dead
like
man
watching you
walking.
clean your
Yeah,
office.
it's a dead man walking,
And while you
walking
clean
the
out your
mile.
office, it was like, oh well,
That has
all
happened
right.
to me.
Yeah, everybody asking
I
you.
have been the dead man walking. That shit is humiliating. To
It's
like
humiliating.
to
Like,
I know
because
don't
you
you.
go
do
Much
to a
that.
rather have
meeting,
that.
like you get called to some random meeting that no one else is going to, and then you have to come back to your desk with a box in your hand and start packing your stuff up. Nobody is making eye contact with you. All your friends that you
All they
know,
scared.
we would normally be making eye contact, bro. Like, and now you can't look at me. Oh, you can't look at me. Okay, cool. I'm a ghost. I'm an official
It remind
ghost up
me.
in this bitch. Got it. Now I'm gonna
It
start
remind me of a
slamming my
story.
stuff in the box as I pack my desk up. Like I'm gonna cause a scene. Like I'm not going quietly for sure. I'm gonna act the ass.
It do remind me of a story. I used to work at a company and they had laid off like almost like half of the company the same day. They fired them the same day. So they took the half of the people who weren't getting fired, they moved them to another meeting, and took the other half of people who are getting fired to another meeting. They had two
Mm,
separate meetings. So that when it was
wow.
like they told the people who weren't getting fired was like, we brought you down here. And they were just stalling for this whole meeting while everybody is they telling people who get
Pack your
fired that
stuff.
you're letting go and you gotta pack your stuff. You got like an hour to pack your stuff so that when we can let the people who did get fired come back and finish their job. I
Dang.
was
That's
like,
savage,
what?
man.
I know,
Diabolical. That
man. I
means
was
you
like, you don't do
premeditated and
that.
planned
I was
this
like, you
this
had this
moment. Like,
whole
oh,
separate thing. And then like the people who didn't get fired, they was telling us, it was like, yeah, so if you notice, like your happy group isn't here, they supposed to have been let go. And they said they're right now scheduled up there to take their stuff. It was just like a shock. I was like, what? Y'all was
that's
do this? It was wild.
So,
It
that's
was
so they just
wild.
basically sit in the room for an hour, just chit chat and wait for the people to pack up so they can go back to
Yeah, I
work.
mean, yeah, they tried they did have like a little meeting, let's say like to say how the company were doing after they let us know, what was going on. They said like, here was ahead for the future, things like that. They was just saying, hey, it's kind of like trying to like smooth over, like what's going on with the people who didn't get fired. It's like, hey, we're still in a
Be
good
safe.
business. It was a small company, so it wasn't a big company. So it was like you're saying, here's what the company's doing, here's what the outlook of the company looks like, blah blah blah. While the other half is getting let go.
so while these people are gone, now we can get to the nah,
Right, and
that's
it's
still
like
kind of weird to me.
it's like I can't even say bye to them. Like they just left. Like they when I came back, their stuff was gone from their desk. I was like, oh
Like, they
okay,
never even worked
like
here.
they never worked here. I was like, what?
Easy
It was
in,
just, it
easy
was
out.
wild.
So
It was
on
wild.
so on that note, then, okay, reverse it. Then how do y'all feel about giving 2 weeks notice? Then should you? Because now if they can let go of me at just any moment's notice, or like Greg said, I don't have a right, You know what I'm saying? Well, why should I give them the right of 2 weeks notice?
I feel like it depends on the industry you're in, and like like if it's a job, so you're saying quitting versus being fired, right?
Yes. On this point, yes.
I feel like if it's an industry that you still want to be in, I think it's just courtesy to go ahead and give at least a week's notice or 2 weeks notice, because a lot of these industries and companies are incestuous, where you got managers transferring to competitors, so it's just kind of good etiquette just to not burn any bridges. And so
Yeah, I agree with that.
So okay, explain that part to me. Like, what would be the courtesy again?
So, for example, like I had a manager that left my company but went to a competitor's. If I didn't put it, if I was going to quit, and I just quit on him, and then months later down the line he's at another company and I want to work for him again, he's going to be like, he's going to pass over my resume like, oh, I'm not hiring you again.
Got you. For that specific person is what you're saying. For
even
that
industry,
manager.
like even HR people still stay within
They
that
talk to
industry.
each other.
So
Yeah.
HR.
Got you.
If you move into the same industry, it's
Yeah.
better too. But if
Okay.
you move into a totally different industry,
Yeah.
you can do what you want to do.
Yeah, because that was my thing is maybe because I'm in a different industry, it would be like if I'm not planning on coming back to this job, I don't care.
Yeah.
I have quit on like the job like the same day. Like, no, I'm just not coming back in. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. Like, I don't want to do 2 weeks because that's 2 weeks of me having to work this job I don't like. So I'm just going to quit. But then there's other times where I do got to give my 2 weeks notice because I feel like yeah, I'm leaving this bitch. So I'm like, I don't care. That's my time to be like, I don't care about this. Like, I give two shits. Like, that's when you paying me for not care anymore. There's 2 weeks of me don't really give a shit about this job anymore if I put my 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. You gotta pay me too.
Yeah, and I think it'll be built off of the relationship I built with the company that I'm with. Would
That's true.
determine how I leave. Like if it's like a close knit company where it's like we share values and like we're just like close with like HR management and even like the other staff. Like I'll probably be more prone to give a 2 weeks notice compared to like somewhere I haven't built that reputation with. I mean, me and Greg back in the day, we pulled a reverse Ryan Clark where we left on a break and didn't come back. We quit on a break. Like, I'm done with this. Like, we went on our 15-minute break and got in our car, and I think we went shopping with the money we wasn't making no more.
You're gonna feel better some kind of way, right? Right.
We did, and then eventually went back and got jobs there again. So like,
In a different department.
yeah, we was real ballsy back then. It's just like, let's see what happens. Yeah, we walked right off the work site. Who cares?
That's when the economy was thriving, jobs all over the place.
Yeah.
All right. So from what I'm hearing, I think it just depends on just the relationship generally with the company that you.
You know what's the word? What's the worst is if you get laid off and you got to train the person that's taking your job. Oh,
I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm not doing that. Like, if you lay me off there, like you're not about to keep me here to train somebody. Like, no, I'm leaving.
So you're gonna quit?
That's them
So you're gonna
signs.
quit?
Yeah, I'll just quit. Like, I was telling like, no, but it depends
that's what I
because
mean
like, if
about
I get
the
laid
that's
off,
the bridges. That's the
if I
bridges
get
that
laid
you're gonna
off,
burn. Then.
but if I get laid off, do I get like, am I getting a service?
No,
severance package?
no. If we're offering you a severance and we tell you we will offer you a severance, but you need to train your replacement, and you like, I'm not training him.
That's
I
what I'm
quit.
saying. Right.
You don't
That's
get
what
a
I'm saying.
severance.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, oh, okay, cool.
I get
cool.
that. So that would be the only way for me to stay and train this person if I was like losing my package.
And that's why you gonna
so
do it.
like, yeah.
Y'all can sit up here and be
so
like,
that's
nah,
why
I ain't doing that. Yeah, you will. You gonna do it. Because if you want that money, you gonna do
paying
it.
me to be off. Like, all right, fine.
Sit up here like Billy Badass. I ain't doing that.
But I ain't training him right though. He ain't gonna be all fucked up. Like, yeah, it's what you're supposed to do. No, you ain't supposed to do that. Like, nah, you don't worry about that
train him
email.
to-
They supposed to wait for like weeks later.
You gonna train. It's like, who told you how to do that? Oh yeah. Gosh told me how
I'm
to do
sitting
it
at
that way.
home. collecting my severance package. I done trained this person bad. That's exactly what I do.
But no, also like
But
you want to give that 2 weeks notice too, because like you never know what can happen, and you never want to burn a bridge unnecessarily, right? Like if I get it that on the one hand you could say like, well, they don't owe me 2 weeks to fire me. I can be fired at any moment, but you want me to give you 2 weeks. I think it's just because like there is I mean I've seen it happen where people have like quit jobs and gone back to the same company. It happens a lot. And so you don't want to burn that bridge, especially since you already have an in. They know who you are. You've proven yourself. And maybe the reason that they're firing you is not necessarily your job performance. Or maybe you're not leaving because they're not firing you. This is a 2 weeks notice. So you're leaving. So you may not necessarily be leaving because you hate your job. You just may have gotten a better job for the moment.
And I'm gonna
But
say
better
this real
jobs
quick.
could go away.
I'm gonna say this real quick because based off of what Greg just said, and it's probably gonna lead into what a conversation that Fred was having offline. Is okay. Is that now? Does that standard still hold up in today's age? Like, is that still your the way that you leave a company, or guess with as many companies like just like laying off massive amount of people at short notices or going out of business, and then they just call it, like Josh said, calling them in, and firing this half and not half. Like, is that still loyalty? Do y'all think that that's still, because that's more I would consider a traditional method. Like, hey, you're supposed to give 2 week notice because it's proper. But when now you're seeing companies like getting bigger and treating their workforce kind of like, you know what I mean? They fire this half, keep this half, but then this half has to keep up with what that main, they doubling the work, but not giving them as much raises, all that kind of stuff too. Do you think that the
But
loyalty and all of that?
like loyalty only goes so far. HR is still managed by a set of systems. Like if you have left the company on bad terms, like that's in your file. And so if you try to reapply, like a lot of companies aren't even looking at applications where people are applying. They're having their AI assistant go through it first. And so if you've already told this AI assistant this person is on a list of non-rehirables because they just quit without giving the proper notice, they're not going to be hired again. And so like it's not necessarily so much loyalty, because you can be cool with the head of HR or whatever, but like she'll never see your resume because it's already been scraped off the top just by the systems that are built in within these companies. So the larger companies, you're not going to have a great shot of trying to be rehired on without giving 2 weeks notice. But like a smaller company where like the owner personally and you've built a relationship with them, maybe if you've built, but I don't know why you would do that to somebody who you've built a personal relationship with and you just quit on them. You know what I mean? So like I don't know if they would hire
Well,
you
wouldn't
back
that be
either.
the same thing if you built a relationship when they just got rid of you? Because in Ryan Clark's defense, he was one of the top ones there. He really didn't have, there was not like a negative firing. It was like not, most people think of you getting fired or for a bad reason or something. It was for their own reasoning. And if you listen to the pivot, he actually goes into how there was actually an executive that didn't like him. So they, they were already making moves, and that's why he made a distinction that he got fired and not layoff. They were already planning on doing some layoffs, but they fired him when they did the layoffs, so it kind of would melted in. So the story would go, these people got laid off. But go ahead, I'll toss it to you, Fred.
Yeah. So my question comes more so from being I guess a company owner side, and I guess trying to get your guys' take on how you feel seeing this and all this we just talked about. How do you feel knowing that you can get let go at any time without reasoning? It could be positive or not necessarily positive, but it could be the company just needs to downgrade and like they're picking people that's been there longer, so you have to go. How does that give you any anxiety or any types of feeling knowing that in any moment like you can be cut because you really have no ownership in the company?
For me, and Okay, I'm going to preface my comments like the way that my two co-hosts have already said. I like my job. I do not want to get fired. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there this way. But um, also have been in being an employee, but also been in an entrepreneur space, or even in a commission space. My attitude has always been um, that fear is always having that fear that you just spoke of, that you could be getting rid of at any time. Because I was involved in a network marketing company before, and I remember I would tell people about an opportunity, and they would say, "Yeah, but commission ain't guaranteed." But my paycheck come every 2 weeks, and I would look back then. I would tell them like, "No, it's not as guaranteed as what you think," and they would actually argue back with me, like, no, because I got a solid job and this, that, and that. And I was like, well, nowadays we're starting to see that secure jobs ain't necessarily so secure. Like y'all said on this podcast, you could be let go for a bevy of reasons at any time. You don't have the right to. Your name ain't on that company. It could be like, okay, we're getting rid of this department because of business needs, and boom, you just happen to be a part of it. That sort of thing. So for me, I've always kind of had that, non-security part of that healthy fear, I guess, that you're talking about with it. So I learned later on. I wish I had learned this earlier to have a. I titled this my "Fuck My Job" fund. I wish I had started it when I first started the workforce, because at some point, if you got one of them jobs that you just like, okay, I need to do something different, and you like, man, fuck this, I want to do something else, then you got a fund together for it, and you could be one of them people that go, you know what, let me take a year off just to kind of get my thoughts together and decide what I want to do next and all of that. Well, you can't do that unless you have some type of leverage, because that's what the companies, from what I'm hearing about what y'all saying, have is leverage against you. It's like, okay, well, you ain't got to be here, and it's like, do you have a plan B? So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was basically my thing.
yeah. I agree with Gary. That emergency fund is definitely needed to kind of quell that anxiety. Because, yeah, I was at a point where the last job I had, I was let go. I loved that job, loved the pace, loved the coworkers and everything. But unfortunately, yeah, business decision, the department got let go. And I felt that anxiety because, like, oh, like this was like out the blue. But they gave us 2 weeks notice that it was going to happen. So even in between those 2 weeks, it was like, oh man, what am I gonna do? I gotta apply, I gotta clean up my resume. But kind of what Gary said, what kind of quells that anxiety is if you got that fund, that 6 month fund or a year fund, to know like you ain't got to stress. You can kind of live off that fund for a few months. But also another key is like that networking. Having business contacts within the company, outside the company, to be able to pass that resume on to, like Greg said, kind of game the system, kind of get that resume in someone's actual hand or actual inbox versus going through the regular HR systems. Actually getting that resume in someone's hand kind of helps too.
Nice.
For me, I don't really carry anxiety about knowing being employed is an unstable kind of concept. I mean, we live in a capitalist society where like it's built on fear, right? Like everyone has to contribute something or you get nothing. So like it's kind of inherently built in within the system. But also too, like in my life, in my past 40, almost 45 years, like I've had a lot of ups and downs, and the one thing that has always been my North Star is believing in myself and believing in God and believing that I know what I bring to the table has value and has worth. And whether I lose my job today, I know I have a certain set of skills that will allow me to get a job somewhere else. I have faith in that. And I also have been in really bad places where like I didn't know if I was going to get another job or get a job that was going to be comparable to what I needed in order to live. And my belief in God has always taking care of me, even when it was scary, even when like I wasn't really sure. There's always been a path, and I can't say that's true for everybody, but I know for me, like I have been able to hold off that level of stress just by knowing the skills that I've built. Like I've been in the same industry for over 15 years. So like I know that like I've built enough skills to where even if my current job fires me, which I pray they don't, like I know that I have other avenues. My skills didn't go away. I'm still a bad bitch and I'm gonna find another job. Like so like yes, clock that. So
Clock it.
you know.
Yeah, just piggybacking off of what Greg said. I don't really have anxiety. Well, one this the anxiety in general. I don't really get anxiety for things that hasn't happened yet. So like if I because that I'd be anxious over everything because I can see somebody a shootout happening in Canada. I don't give me anxiety to have to go. Like things happen everywhere and everywhere, and things happen to us that we can't control. And I can only worry about what I can control. So for me, to worry about something that I can't control is a wasted energy to me. So like I will only worry about now if I do get let go, fired, or whatever. Then I will have anxiousness about it. But to be anxious for something that hasn't happened yet, I just can't hold myself to that because I just be have anxiety about everything.
Some good questions. Even I almost got the praise team. We about to start playing
I know Greg was
Jesus
very
music,
spiritual.
Greg. I know some
Greg was very
Jesus music,
spiritual
Greg.
with
I
that.
went in.
Like,
So
oh,
so
all
what
right.
y'all just thought I was a heathen? That's what we go with.
You
Like
just you
I've
never
That's why we
I've been to
never
church with
That's
all
what
of you
deep.
niggas.
You,
I've been to
just went
church
deep
with
though.
every single one of you
yeah.
niggas. Every single one of you. You know I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? I love God.
What's wrong with you?
I didn't say you didn't love God. You just never you don't never bring that topic really up. So I was kind of
I mean, it's a
surprised.
very personal relationship that I have
It
with
was
him.
beautiful.
It ain't for
It was
everybody.
beautiful.
But I mean, it's
Very
what
well put.
Yeah,
sustains me. Yeah. And also don't be afraid to pivot. Cause firing happens
Hey,
every day, B.
shout out Ron Clark, man.
that's right. Shout out to Ryan Clark, man.
Can he get
That was
unemployment? Can Ryan Park get unemployment?
If he
well, I
was
doubt it.
fired,
Depends
I
on
Yeah,
the
guess.
he was
yeah.
fired.
I don't know.
If he was fired
But
or
he's
layoff, was he
on
fired
the
or
pivot.
layoff?
He said it was fired. If you watch the pivot, he went in and to some details on what was going on. And to answer that point of like, did he have any heads up? He kind of said, he did. He said he did and he didn't. He said that his mistake that he made was thinking he was one of the ones that was kind of safe because he said at that point they had won an award. They had just they all
Right,
these accolades that came.
you part
Yeah.
of an indie show. Like I don't understand. Like what are we
Well,
doing here?
and he was thinking he was at that point. He was one of the top analysts there, but then he said somebody like Stephen A. had reached out to him months before or something and let him know that there was a higher up that had some influence that really didn't like him, and they had a little network of people that was like emailing in and some stuff. So that that gets into some other stuff, but. Yeah, so he's like it's like he did and he didn't. So he said he's kicking himself because he's seen some signs. You know what I mean? It was like certain things that they didn't show or something like that, or put on his name thing or something like that that they normally do, and he was like, okay, I thought that was odd, but he just kept it moving. So
I just
Yeah,
feel like
shout
it
out to
was
Ryan
such a
Clark. He's probably my
racist
favorite
move,
NFL analyst
man.
on ESPN.
It's a racist move, man. You do not fire somebody mid broadcast without the intentional effort to try to embarrass this black man and keep him unemployed. Like,
Especially somebody that's good.
yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Ryan Clark. Football season won't be the same on ESPN this year because he ain't there. Sucks. But we out, y'all. Peace. All right, so I did want to get y'all take on this. Now we know how the young generation is. Streamers, content creators are very big these days, and we know Kai Sinat, say his last name right, Kai Sinat.
Kai Cenat.
that's not
Tyson, right? So he has the streamer university, and his where he invites streamers out for I think for 5 days, and it's free for them to go, and they go connect, network, do the whole nine. If your kid wanted to go to streaming university, and there was a fee, they did ask you to do a fee. It was 1 year's worth of a college tuition. So it's like $20,000 to $30,000 to go to streamer university. Would you do it? Now he is that your child is an up and coming streamer. He's not all the way as popular as they can be, but he at least got the blue check mark. Are you letting them go? Are you paying for them to go to streamer university?
For me, I had to, for one, learn what streamer university was and who casting that was, because I'm the older person on the panel. So once I've kind of figured out like, okay, what would be involved with it in like I guess in the content creator space, and find out how much these guys are actually making, and if I kind of equate it to like if my child wanted to play basketball, would I send him to LeBron James's camp? You get what I'm saying? It doesn't guarantee that he's going to make the NBA, but he gets to network with all these NBA players that LeBron would invite in and all that kind of stuff, and he would get to get the tools that he needs from the people that are actually doing it. The entrepreneur side of me says that, okay, if I see it within my child, then yes, I would invest. But my child would have to show me that he is, definitely, like this is dad, this is what I want to do. Like, and like you said, if he already to the point where he got the blue check mark or whatever you said, then okay, all right, I'll buy it. Let's go. I support.
I think I'm kind of like Gary. Like I have to have like my child have to show me like interest, like full fledged, like this is what I want to do, and so I'll pay that for my child. Like I said, knowing my child and like knowing that they gonna go hard for it, yes. My only caveat would be like I would be mad if like they did it, if I did this and then they like, you know what, I don't really want to do this no more.
Oh yeah.
So it might have to be some contract like you got to give me something back. I don't care if it's like $5,000, $10,000 back. You don't got to give me the whole thing back, but like if I pay for this and then you like and you don't give your full afterwards, like after 6 months, a year, you're like, man, this is a little bit harder than I thought, and you decide you want to quit. Like it's gonna be some conversation about.
How old is your child too?
Yeah.
Like,
like
18, 19, yeah.
Okay.
So hold on to that thought. Go ahead, Brett.
Okay. And I was gonna say like I said, I would have had to see them like kind of doing this even like in their early teens, like 14, 15. They out here kind of like working the scene, so that'll make me feel comfortable. Go ahead.
So I want to ask a question that you said that you mentioned, but go ahead, Greg or Chris.
Oh man, I'm glad to hear y'all got it like that to drop $30,000 for a week's worth of tuition, man. Go ahead, Fred and Gary, man.
Chris count y'all pockets.
I know. Hey, Gary, we use it FAFSA. We use it FAFSA.
I didn't know Streamer University qualified for FAFSA funds and Pell Grant.
It is not an accredited university. You cannot use FAFSA. So sorry for you. You will be declined.
But nah, on a serious, I value knowledge. I value university training, any kind of college training. But I would equate this to more, like Gary said, as a networking event, like a seminar or a conference. So if I'm going to do the math, I'm gonna say this is not worth a year's worth of tuition. It's more worth maybe like a couple of weeks. So at most $5,000 is coming out my pockets for them to go to Streamer University. But yeah, I more equate this to more like those like Robert Kiyosaki, type of seminar workshops where you buy in and then you spend some time in that group setting. They give you, motivational speeches and kind of like show you the ropes, but you're still going to have to prove yourself after you leave the camp or leave the university. So I will support them, but mine is a sliding scale. It's definitely not going to be a $30,000 camp for me.
Just quickly for clarification, is it like Chris just said? Like, do they get to meet Casanat and all that, or is Casanat on stage and
no, he's there.
giving them
And then he leave?
Yeah, because then that might change my position too.
Yeah.
He's there.
What is the university? Yeah, what do they do in the university? We didn't
He's
talk
there.
about that.
I think they network. I think they just
they
network.
network. There's like professional.
But Casanat is there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he like stays there, like he has a room there, but I see him interact with the other streamers, so I'm not seeing he's there.
So, but is it like he's on stage, like Chris said, motivational speaking? Is a crowd of them, or is my child interacting with Casanat and some of his?
It's a group of like 200 there.
Yeah, it's a lot of people there. So I'm not sure if he's.
Wait a minute, he don't get no one-on-one time.
Yeah, I don't think it's a lot of one-on-one.
Oh yeah, then I'm dropping my.
With no streamers, so they don't got. Yeah, so just a whole bunch of talking and listening.
It's an actual course. Like
there's what university is. Like y'all been to college, y'all know it's a bunch of listening.
But you do homework. You don't
get one-on-one help.
But it's interaction. You do get one-on-one help at university if you record that off.
I mean, if you ask for one-on-one help, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So
that's what I'm saying.
Like a university.
Yeah.
There's
I feel like
it's like the networking
place.
events we go to for like what's that, Rich Dad Poor Dad, where we just sit there. We don't get
it's
to
a
talk
difference. Yeah, you might not get a chance to talk to that person.
So streaming is based. I think streaming university is more so like it's a place where you can go and you can do more content there, right? You got other people there, other creators there, so I can connect with your creator, get your people who may not know me to get on board with me, and then you just connect. It's a big networking event too. So I don't think it's more so like you teaching there. The Kaisen may do some teaching there, but a lot of it is more so like just building up your fans, and you're more so there just to stream a lot too.
Okay,
I feel like people just be streaming there. They're just goofing around.
Hold on, let me get my answer out. So I think, let me get mine out because I'm also recognizing that Gary and Fred are really holding because y'all didn't get no details and y'all already agreed to pay for all of it. So like, I love how y'all trying to revise y'all's answers now, but too late. Y'all pay for it. Y'all wrote the check. You pay for the whole thing. You get no one-on-one treatment. You ain't asked for none of that. You was like, oh, they got the blue check mark. I believe in them. Nah, damn that. I'm paying for half. I will agree to half. This is not an accredited university. I know one person on this whole staff that can teach that is successful, and that's Casanat. I don't know anybody else up here. So with a number of 200 people, one person cannot make every person up in here successful, and I'm not paying $30,000 on the hopes that he might take good notes and remember what he was taught. This is I mean that it's just not. It's not now. If my child is willing to go in on halvesies, we can do halvesies. But I need you to believe in this thing as much as my bank account will, because there's no adults here. I'm sorry. I'm 44. I'm looking at like all the people who are in charge of this thing, and they all look like children to me. So like, I'm not about to give this child $30,000 of my money and my child in hopes that maybe Casanat will tell him some words to boost his engagement on the internet. Like, I understand the importance of streaming university, and if my child has a blue check mark and they're already getting it, then like I support you getting it all the way and investing in your future. But I don't personally believe in investing the entire $30,000 into this seminar by this child.
I'm on both sides. I kind of now with some clarity is kind of like on both sides. One thing what you just said, like, well, if we pay $30,000 for a college, we're doing the same thing. There's no guarantee that that your son or daughter is going to come out with a degree, or that they ain't going to go and fluff it off while they there and party and this, that, and the other. So you are trusting your child. You know, I think that's a collective thing. Your child has to want it. You know what I mean? What they say, knowledge is not power. The application of knowledge is power. Like
I would disagree. And the only reason why I would say that is because an accredited university is actually teaching like studied information. Whereas Streamer University, Kai Cenat is telling you like what he's done and giving you his experience of what he's done. Those aren't facts. It's an opinion based type of seminar university type thing. An accredited university is something different. They're not comparable.
So I do want to say, so I do want to piggyback, and I'm glad Greg brought that back, because what Fred said earlier that, he would, want some money back if if they went to the school, the stream university, then they came back and said, no, I won't do this no more. Would you have that same attitude if they went to a college? You paid for their college, and then all of a sudden they come back like, I don't want to do this.
I paid for at least these. What are these D's? Give me my money back.
Well, the difference between this and the college, we go back to they got FAFSA, so they're building their own debt to go to school more than likely than me paying it. So,
so
I'm paying this because it's no other option except for them to hustle and make the money. Like they don't have grants or loans they don't have tuition help to go to Wisconsin.
So would you be okay if you did have to pay for their school? You make enough money for them not to get grants, or
I'm more.
Are they going to take out loans? Would you be okay paying for their school if knowing that they could possibly come out of it and saying, I don't want to do this? Because most people get their degree and they don't get a job in that degree, right?
Yeah.
I'm in the camp of like, as long as they put in the effort, man, I don't need any money back. So as long as I see you putting in work and studying, not just going to parties or whatever, but you're actually trying to do the work, trying to pass the test, trying to do something. Yeah, I don't need no reason.
But what does the work look like though?
College is based off of grades. So if you go into college and you flunking, give me my money back. Now if you get all A's and you decide a different career path, that's different than you just going to college and fucking up your
going to Streamer University, the success of that and what that work looks like is going to be unrecognizable to you. Like their work is scrolling through TikTok and looking at other videos. They're not like looking in a book and doing homework. You're not going to see them studying. What are you studying? There's no textbooks on how to be a better streamer. So like I'm saying, like how will you know if they're working hard?
It's because they're out there streaming.
Yeah,
like. It's not scrolling university. It's streamer university.
Right, but turning on your camera also isn't like
you out there recording stuff.
I understand that, but I'm saying like even based on like your standard of measurement, you have to like readjust what that looks like, because turning on your camera is not a streamer make. Like a successful streamer does not just turn on a camera. Like how are you applying it? Because studying doesn't look like what you would normally.
If I see them doing different things, if I see them doing different things, if they're like more focused on the background, what the background looks like, or what are they more mindful of when they're streaming, like streaming schedule. So if they're applying like topics and knowledge that they're gaining, then I feel like that's them putting the effort. You know what I'm saying?
So you're gonna be locking in.
My thing was they like totally drop it and they like, I don't want to do this at all. That's what I said. I said in like 6 months to a year, they're like, I don't even want to do this no more. I hate streaming. And that's what I said. They got to pay me back. As long as they're into it and they're doing it, I'm cool. Even if they're not making a lot.
What if they don't finish the college? So they say first year, you pay for their first year of school, and then they say, I don't want to do this anymore. The school. Do you want your money back?
As long as they put in effort.
Depends on if they was applying themselves. Was they applying themselves in school, or was they just messing around and partying?
Yeah, to me that's where I equate it to college versus. I wouldn't equate streamer university to college. That's why I said it tapped into more of the entrepreneur side of me, kind of like what Chris was talking about with the Robert Kiyosaki conferences and stuff like that. You go there to get information to bring back and apply versus it's college is made just a little bit different, where it's a structured thing, and you get like even with Fred, I don't think his was more performance based, like about the D's and F's. It's just that the D's and F's told me that you just fucking off. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it told me you wasn't trying. Put it that way.
But I guess what I'm trying to get to the point where it's like, because Fred said, streaming university is like, if you quit that within the first 5-6 months, I'm gonna want my money back. But the first year of school, if you quit that, that's fine. regardless, because streaming university, I can still work hard and trying to be a streamer. And then 5 6 months down the road, like I don't want to do this no more. Same way with school, I could work hard in school. And 5 6 months down the road, be like, I don't want to do school no more. I don't want to do that no more. But you still
Well,
owe that money.
it depends on what they quitting for. I guess
It's,
so. I wouldn't be able to answer
both positions, like it's too hard.
that. Huh?
School is too hard, and being a streamer is too
I
hard.
know. So what are you gonna do?
They don't
Go
know.
get another job.
They're 19, so
They're gonna
they don't know
pivot.
yet. I mean,
To me, this is a weird
something else.
example because you said in the beginning this person had the blue check or whatever, which to me I heard this person has already kind of proved that they on a certain trajectory.
That they on the they
So,
on that
so if
trajectory.
they already on a certain trajectory, my thing is, at this point, if I'm gonna support, I'm gonna support. I'm not going, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't even look at it as like college, paying for college. I would look at it as me investing in my son's entrepreneur venture or whatever. Let's say that he wanted to go on American Idol and I just flipped the bill. Now, if he don't make it, I'm not gonna be like, well, you didn't make it, give me my money back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, well, you gave it the good college. I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess
But they gotta apply. They gotta apply themselves.
You ain't sing as good as you could have. I've heard you sing
You
better.
ain't sing
Give me
hard
my
enough.
money back. Yeah, you was out in the pool the night before, and now your throat all scratchy. I want my money
Hey,
back.
no, all you gotta do is sing. If your goal is to sing and you stop singing, then yeah, you ain't trying no more. But as long as you singing, even if you sound like a horse, you still trying because you singing.
I think
I
Fred
guess
is
I'm
talking a
trying to
big
figure out
game.
that-
I think
so that's my
Fred is
difference.
going. I
My
don't see
difference is,
Fred
like, you
saying
trying to
like,
provide.
"Well, you gave up on this dream, and because you gave up, now you owe me money." Like, I don't see Fred actually doing this. Like, I think he just is saying this to say it. He ain't really about to charge your
but you
child
know
because
what,
they
though?
decided
It's within-
to pivot.
it's within the
They
frame, it's
pivoted.
within the time frame.
They didn't want to do it.
Yes, yeah, I was about to say that.
No,
Within
why
the
you gotta
time
keep
frame.
doing this for a year if you don't want to do it? Just so not to pay you
Because-
back? Like, that's crazy. Nah,
the way y'all-
nah,
the
you
way
gotta
y'all
stay
framing
in
it,
this job for a whole extra
The way y'all
year
framing it is like Fred wrote this check
because
$30,000,
otherwise
and
you
in
gotta
2
have to
weeks,
pay
this
me
dude
back.
Said he didn't want to do it.
I mean, 6 weeks to a year is
Oh,
crazy. Like, I mean, if they want to pivot, let them pivot.
Well, it's almost
Niggas change
like
their
the way
minds
y'all
every
was
day,
framing
B.
it.
Hello, Greg.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you so much for listening to the Brothers and Friends podcast. Do you want to chime in on this week's topic? Well, leave us a comment for us to discuss on a future episode. But in the meantime, please follow us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Peace.